Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another update video. This is going to be the first update video for December 2012. I have a couple things to talk about, so I'm going to get right into them. The first thing I want to talk about was 2 Fridays ago, the Deftones were doing a meet and greet here in Phoenix before their Tempe concert in downtown Phoenix. So, I uploaded a video, so most of that, the video is up. But I just want to say that I had a really fun time, I got there at like noon, and the meet and greet was going to take place at 2. And the line was already pretty damn long. It was already wrapping, down the side of the store onto the sidewalk, And then, after I got there, the line kind of got equally as long in the back. I spent most of the time hanging out with my cousin Frankie. Well, no, I spent the time in the line hanging out with my cousin Frankie, and his friends were there. So that was cool. The time really went by real fast, 2 hours. Everything went by fast. Even the meet and greet kind of went by fast and everything. Well, anyway, so as you can see, if you see the video, you can see that we were along the sidewalk down there on a big major street of Phoenix called Camelback. Down in the center of town there, like right in the downtown area. So another thing is that Zia just moved about a mile or so north, and they're right on a light rail stop. So several times, one time 2 people were arguing. These 2 guys were arguing, and like they were getting loud, and they were like right up in each other's faces, kind of. And like one guy had like a cup of coffee or something, and just like threw the cup of coffee down, and I was like, oh, like when he did it, like the crowd went ooh or something, and I thought they were gonna fight, but that was the pinnacle of it. So it was kind of weird. And then maybe an hour later, half an hour later, something, 2 completely separate group of people were there, and like 2 women were arguing, and they weren't even near each other. They were in like 2 separate benches right across the street, and they were like yelling at each other, and I thought they were gonna fight, but instead of getting closer, they just moved further away, and I was like, wow, this is like regular light rail stuff. And then we were right again along the sidewalk there, and every car that came by, not every car, but it was a busy Saturday afternoon, and there were tons of cars coming by, stopping at the light, and then the traffic would back up, and people were like talking, like, what are you guys doing here, and all kinds of funny things, and people were saying things like, we're here in line for burritos, and stuff like that. So it was definitely an interesting experience all around. And then, the meet and greet actually started pretty promptly at 2, and we got in there right away. And I got them this, and I'll show you what I got signed here. This is my book, which you've seen in the video. Several of my videos, actually. Like he says, I'm going to show off the video at some point. Watch out, got a big Chino signature right there. Got a small, little, tiny sketch right there from Stefan, the guitar player, and yeah, there you go. They all signed it in gold. Yeah, seem like really cool guys. So yeah, about that, I definitely want to say they were really cool. I've never met the Deftones before. I've seen them before, but I've heard conflicting reports about about Chino, I think, and maybe the whole band, but about unpleasant meet and greet experiences. I don't really know that many details, but I've heard people say, like, Chino was this, or too drunk, or whatever, I don't know. So I was kind of going in there like, wow, what's going to happen here? But when I was there, if you see the video, it was real fast, but the vibe that I got was that they were all really friendly. A lot of them were, like, looking right, like, they were, like, waiting. They were like, yeah, hey, what's up, man? It wasn't like I was bothering them, like, hey, man, how you doing? It was like, they were like, hey, they were, like, actually talking to me. And I thought that was cool. And Chino was pretty cool, in the video I was just like, hey man, ready to rock? And he was like, sure. And then like later I realized it was like, he was really friendly, but he was like, yeah, sure, but it was like 4 hours until the concert or something, so, or no more, until they went on, yeah, geez. But anyway, that's all I thought to say. The line was pretty strict. I think it was Zia or the band or somebody, not the band specifically, but like, they were like very adamant about 1 item per person. Like you had to hand it to the guy at the front of the line, and he had to verify the 1 item, and he put it down for you. And then they were like saying no cameras. There were several times they said no cameras. I guess Zia was just trying to be really official about it, but I didn't take any pictures. I just had my camera in my hand and was just walking down the line like, hey man, how you doing? Walking through. But even like the flyer they handed out for the event was like, they were like, this doesn't guarantee you a spot in line. So get here early, and they were like talking about parking. They were like, yeah, they were giving all the options for parking because their parking lot is kind of small. It's like an old Walgreens or something that they purchased, I guess. It's big enough for regular business, but I mean not for like hundreds of people. And then the meet and greet was actually sold out. So so that on top of the fact that they handed out those flyers, I think made the line so long, especially 2 hours ahead of time. But no, yeah, so they were just really firm about their rules and stuff. But yeah, overall, a very positive experience. So then, so then later that night was the Deftones, the actual show. They were playing at the Marquee Theater. That's like, it's a small venue for large bands. Like, Deftones sell it out, or like Nine Inch Nails played there, they would sell it out or something. But it's not. But it's a huge venue still. Like not just any band can play there really. So I ended up not going to the show because it was sold out. Afterwards, I went and I got some food because I hadn't eaten all day. I was really hungry. Then I took my mom to the mall to she wanted to get a pair of shoes. She knew exactly the pair she wanted and stuff. So we went down there and did that. And Deronda Comics was having a sale that day. And I, wasn't really wanting to go there, and the day was getting longer and stuff. But the real thing that I was thinking about at the time was, like, I didn't want to have to go all the way down to Tempe and pay for parking, in a sold-out crowd. It was going to be probably, sometimes the parking sells out down there. The parking at the Marquee has always been a little bit tricky. And then, then have to actually wait to see if I was going to get a ticket from a scalper. And I didn't want to pay that much. I mean, I was willing to pay a scalper fee, but not like that much. But then I didn't want to pay for parking and not get a ticket and then have to drive all the way back. And then, I've been to packed shows at the Marquee, and sometimes, I don't know, just my whole thought process was that. And I thought, you know what, screw it, I'm not going. So then, like a day or two later, I went and I looked on YouTube and I looked at some of the videos, and it looked like an amazing time. I was like, why didn't I go? But that was it. I had fun meeting the band at least. All right, so then the next thing I want to talk about. Well, no, then next Thursday was Thanksgiving. Had a good time. I went down. No, I didn't go anywhere. My family had turkey, mashed potatoes. Stuff like that. Very, laid back, low key Thanksgiving. My mom enjoys cooking, so it was very, very nice. So, the next thing I want to talk about is going to be Black Friday. I know some stores were opening up at midnight, but I don't know. That didn't interest me. I've heard stories, from last year's past, but I've heard that this year it was even bigger, and I've heard people talking about women fighting over Xboxes and stuff, and whatever. I mean, I would totally love to be in line for the big screen TV, that's a couple $100 cheaper or something, but I didn't have a couple $100 at it, period. So, what I ended up doing was I went to my favorite local comic book shop, Deronda Comics. They were having a Black Friday sale that was 50% off most things, like 50% off back issues, dollar current issues, 50% off trades, like all trades, their clothing, apparel, I guess, pretty much everything. It was like a huge sale down there. And so I went down there at like 6, I went down there at 6, and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to get there 5:30. I don't know if there's going to be a line or what. I've never been there for their Blackest Friday event. So I thought 5:30 is alright. If there is a line, hey, I'm half an hour early, whatever. But there was already like 20 or 30 people in line when I got there at 5:30. And it was chilly outside, so it was like kind of a long half-hour wait. But, after I got there, the line, maybe 20 people after me or something. So it was a pretty good turnout, I think. I went down there mostly for, excuse me, 1 second. Alright, so I'm back. Alright, so, as I was saying, I was going down there mostly for the graphic novels, the trades and stuff, and apparel, I guess. That was really what I had in my mind, because I like the clothes that they have, really cool shirts and stuff. So, I'm going to get right into it, try to get through this really quick. I don't know the order to go in. All right, so the first thing I got was Alan Moore stuff. Cause I'm a huge fan of Alan Moore. Who isn't really? And I got what is this? Batman Killing Joke and V for Vendetta. I really wanted to read V for Vendetta, and this Batman Killing Joke was just like calling to me when I saw it. So, for half price, it was just like really good deal. V for Vendetta is a classic book. It's like talking about like the future and like government power and stuff, and it's very interesting. It was written in like the 80s, like the early to mid 80s. And, it's still very compelling stuff. Just like all Alan Moore stuff, but I'm talking about even like the government aspect of it. Like watching out for the government and stuff like that, and this face, I'm not, I don't remember the story completely, and I don't remember what the correlation is, but I know that people wear this anonymous mask a lot. So yeah, like I'm saying, very, very still relevant. And then this is like just a book about the Joker. It's kind of short, actually. I doesn't look like it's that long, but yeah, it's a story about the Joker. Batman trying to stop the Joker. It's supposed to be a really good Batman tale and a really good Joker tale. Batman. It says that I guess the Joker tries to stop or no, that he goes after Commissioner Gordon and his family, and then Batman tries to stop him. So yeah, written by Alan Moore in the 80s too. Can't wait to get into that. That'd be great to actually meet him one day and have him sign it or something. That'd be awesome. Then the next two things I got were the new 52 stuff. Batman Volume 1, Court of Owls, and then this one that I was really looking forward to, Batwoman Hydrology, Volume 1, the story arc Hydrology. This book was, it's funny, I've been wanting to get, I thought, okay, the DC 52 stuff is the stuff that really made me think, like, wow, I'm not an issue collector at all. Like, when, like, they rebooted everything, and I was like, oh my god, I want to check out all these things, I thought, well, I'm just going to wait for the trades, honestly. So, finally I'm getting to them. Alright. I did read, the first issues of these. The first one is this one that I just... Both of these were ones that I really wanted to get into. This one, because it was art by Greg Capullo. He's a really cool guy. Really great artist. Known for working with McFarlane and stuff. And he did the cover for the Disturbed album and, like, the Korn Follow the Leader album. Which, I was watching for the longest time. Which I, have known about Follow the Leader for the longest time, and I only recently learned that Greg Capullo did the artwork for that, the cover art, the very distinct cover art. And written by Scott Snyder. It's supposed to be really good. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And I read the first issue, and I just thought it was freaking amazing. I thought the artwork is just incredible. Like, just randomly, here's a page that just looks freaking awesome. Batman beating some ass. Yeah, just great stuff. And then this Batwoman issue is cool. I read the first issue, not the Zero issue, but the issue number 1, and I thought it was really cool, and I like the panel layouts. Like, some of these things were like, it's like these full page, like, spreads, and, the way it tells the story and stuff, it's really awesome. And I think, one thing I remember that stuck out to me was Batwoman is a lesbian in this, so she's got a girlfriend, and they're both really hot, and, like, here's a scene where they're, like, changing. I mean, it's not, like, sexual, it's just kind of a provocative idea. And then this was something that I was waiting in line to get out, which I'll get into in a minute, and this, I saw this, I forgot why, but Ken Brown, the owner from Morning Glories, was telling me, oh, I told him something I was into, he was like, oh, have you read Morning Glories, it's kind of like that, and, like, it was $10, so, I got it for $5, which, again, is a great deal, brand new, and I thought, oh, cool, I started looking at it, and I was like, yeah, Ken was telling me about this, so I'm gonna read it. I mean, it's about, like, some private school kids, and it says, prep school kids, and there's, like, it's like a mystery or something, it's like, I don't know much to say about it, but except that I'm very interested in it. Now, so to get into the line, okay, so, you know, getting in was really easy. They crammed maybe 50, 60, whatever, 30 people into the store real easily. They opened up promptly at 6, and it was no problem. There was no fighting. It was a little crowded, but, because it's a, you know, comic book shop, it's not a Walmart or anything. Oh yeah, so, and then the last thing that I'll get into in a minute. So, everything went smoothly up until the time we were gonna check out. You know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes in, really quick. You know, when people were still looking at the issues, the trades, and everything, I noticed a line, and I was like, oh, there's the line, cool, whatever. So then, little by little, I was talking to my friend Jason, you know, a local artist that was there too, buying stuff, and I was like, oh wow, the line's over here now, you know. And then, like, before I knew it, the line had like wrapped around one wall, came down to meet the parallel wall, and then was like wrapping around the building till it met another wall. Well, no, that's what eventually happened, but when I got in the line, it was wrapping down the parallel wall. But it eventually snaked around and meeting itself again. So that was crazy. Here's a little quick snippet of video of that.
Yeah, that's not going to be good. I just now thought of that, too. I'm like... Oh my goodness.
Alright, so I just had to show that off because it was pretty ridiculous. It's like basically the whole store was lined. It may have taken like an hour, more or less. An hour, let's say, maybe a little more to get out though. So, because I finally left at like, well no, because I left at 7. So 45 minutes maybe, or whatever, half an hour to get out. So the whole time, I was like, oh yeah, that Venom jersey is half off. You know, like, they had a Spider-Man one too, but I just thought the Venom jersey was so sick. So I got it. As I was in line, it was like I actually just ran and got it as I was checking out. You know, like, the whole thing is I kept telling myself, no, I don't want it. You know, it's like, so then, like, you know, I had a lot of time to wait in line, and I was like, yeah, man, that's cool. I'd probably wear it around the house. I might wear it out a couple of times. So I was basically, like, envisioning myself wearing it, but then telling myself, no, but I don't need it. So by the time I realized, I was like, dude, I just spent, like, half an hour thinking about wearing it. Like, I don't just usually do that. Usually I just buy a shirt, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, I'll wear it. You know, but then it's like, I don't usually, like, you know, just like, what is it, lust over something so much. So I was like, dude, it's half price. I have to get it. So I'll probably be wearing this in future videos. I love jerseys. I mean, I wear basketball shorts all the time, just lounging around. So, and I like these jerseys, like, that are just kind of cool like that. And I think it's awesome. It's a Venom jersey. They had a Spider-Man one too. It was really nice. So I was really happy to get that. All right. So then the last thing I want to talk about here is, if 9 Electric was playing a show down in Scottsdale at the Martini Ranch. Here's a flyer for this. So it's kind of hard to tell who the headliner is here, but Attica 7's the headliner. Was the headliner with special guest 9 Electric and some local bands and stuff. So the one thing I want to say was when I got there, no bands were even playing. The whole thing got pushed back an hour because Attica 7 got there like super duper late, basically. Like, I mean, I can't even, from what I heard, it sounded pretty late to me. Like, they got there when bands were supposed to start and they hadn't even like set their stuff up. Real quick though, if you don't know who Attica 7 is, don't feel bad, but I'll tell you who they are. Basically, alright, come over here. It's Evan Seinfeld, the singer, the ex-old singer of Biohazard, and the bass player. He's also has some relations to porn, like he's married to Tara Patrick, the porn star. And I think he was in porn. Like, I think I'd heard something about that. I can't confirm that. But, so yeah, he's got ties to the entertainment, you know, TV industry, music, porn, you know, stuff like that. Tony Campos was playing with them. He used to play with them, but he hadn't been playing with them recently. So, which made me think it was kind of like a one-off kind of show. And then this is the old guitar, not the original guitar player from Nonpoint, but then the one that just left. And I believe this tall guy is famous. He might be, I don't know, Sons of Anarchy. He might be on that show or something. I don't know. Very, very big, tall dude. So yeah, that's kind of a real quick run through of who they are. So the first band here, I guess their name was Dissension or something. I didn't watch them, but I heard them. Kind of a death metal kind of thing. They sounded like they were a death metal thing, but they did a Disturbed cover, which was kind of cool. Then the next band was Downfall. let me see here. Downfall. Oh yeah, they sounded like Killswitch Engage. You know, they sounded good. Really much more to say. And then Defy Tolerance was the last local band. They had just recently won this radio station thing where bands had to submit like a couple $100, and they would get a chance to be in a contest where their song would be played on the radio. And they would choose a winner that would then open for this concert that just happened recently. Not this one, but one that just recently happened. So yeah, they won that. The money was going to the Arizona Humane Society, which is like an animal rescue charity kind of thing. There was a lot of bands that entered. I don't know how they, you know, I don't really care about the whole gimmick or whatever, but I don't know how they were the ones that won. Because there was a lot of really good bands that opened. Applied to that contest or whatever. So they were the winners. They sounded good, you know, kind of a typical modern rock kind of thing. But yeah, they were definitely cool. I could see why they would win. But again, there was a lot of good bands there, so very interesting choice. Alright, so then, the next band was Nine Electric. And you know, I'm a freaking huge fan of Nine Electric, and I have to say they sounded amazing, you know. Good energy, the light show was awesome, you know, just super top-notch performance. So, here's a real quick video snippet. And just for fun, here's another one. So if you want to get a real good view of their performance, here's an exclusive video to my channel that you can see by clicking right here. Alright, so, you know, they were really cool. They went on at 11, which was like an hour later than they should have. So, you know, and then at that point, Attica 7 came on like after midnight. You know, so it's, I mean, at that point it's like on a Thursday night in Scottsdale, you know, like, I guess it's kind of hard to believe that they're the headliners if they're going on at midnight, you know, on a Thursday. Like, who's going to still be there, really? So by the time they went on, you know, there may have been like 30 people or something, you know, 35 people, you know, but anyway, you know, like I said, they're a super group, you know, they kind of sounded like Godsmack a little bit, Godsmack with a little bit more, slightly more like along the lines of Five Finger Death Punch, but very much like Godsmack. And then, you know, which was alright, you know, but I'm gonna say, I feel like I have to say my opinion of the performance, because I definitely have an opinion. I kind of was a little like thrown off by it. I was like, you know, geez, you guys are on, and I mean, it was kind of like, it didn't really hit me very well, because, you know, it was like after midnight, and it was like all this like big like rock star show kind of thing, but it was like, there was like 30 people there, whatever, you know, 30, 40 people, and it just felt like, and they had like bodyguards. They had this bodyguard right next to the stage that was like watching everybody come by, and I was just like, you know, wow, is that really necessary? You know, I don't like when bands just have like the bodyguard right in front of, right visible, you know, and it's like, geez, the crowd, I mean, it's like, what is he there for, crowd control, you know? I don't know, and then it was like, you know, it's like, they kind of, to me, they looked like they were, like they thought they were Godsmack or something, you know. It's like, yeah, you sound like them, but, you know, Godsmack plays these huge venues, you know, like, and they have hits, tons of hits, tons of fans. They play big venues. They put on good shows, you know. I mean, you know, and then, you know, it's not the same, but, you know, it's like very whatever. And then like generic maybe, but then like, you know, during the intermission of one of the songs, the singer was saying like, this is the song that my buddy, the big tall guy, was like, my buddy wrote this song when he was serving or up for trial for a two life-term prison sentence, and he wrote this song in jail. And I was like, wow, you know, geez, that's pretty fucked up, you know. But you know, just a lot of like stuff like that. And then the bodyguard thing, and you know, the there was this guy that used to be the bodyguard for Korn. His name is Loke. He was there too, and I was like, well, what is he doing there? So it's like maybe he was around somewhere too, like, you know, maybe in the back or something. It just felt very like something just wasn't hitting the right mark for me, to be honest with you. You know, I just, you know, wanted to throw that out there. But I will say that if you want to see another exclusive video, click right here. So those are my first 2 exclusive videos that I have. Hope to have more, because I don't want to upload concert videos anymore. So I mean, concert videos to this channel. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And so that's been everything. And thank you guys for joining me, and see you guys next time. Bye.